Hello, GenderqueerChat viewers. Today is Wednesday, and I am your host today. My name is Christina, and the topic this week, we're talking about names. So the topic is, most names are associated with a specific gender. What role do you feel names play in society in terms of gender? Have you considered changing your name to better align with your gender identity? Do you feel your name has less of a specific gender connotation because it's yours, because you're genderqueer? And if you were going to change your name, what would it be? So the first question, what role do names play in society in terms of gender? Names are too gendered, as other people have mentioned. And as Jay mentioned, obviously, when someone's going to have a kid, they always ask, what's the name going to be? What is it going to be, boy or girl? So that sort of thing. I don't feel that names have to be as gendered as they are. I don't feel like we have to view the names that we have as gendered as some people view them. Which leads into my name. My name is Christina, and I don't particularly see it for myself to be a super feminine name, although people with my name have been feminine, cis females, Christina Aguilera, Christina Applegate, a couple friends of mine who've been named Christina, and they were feminine people. But for myself, yeah, definitely. Like the question of, do you see your name to be less gendered because it's yours? Yes. I've never really seen my name as being particularly feminine for myself. I think when you use it for me, you can tell that I am not a particularly feminine person. So why would you see my name as a feminine name? I like my name. I do actually like my name. I haven't really... I've thought about a little bit of changing it, but it's more along the lines of, if I were to ever transition to be trying to pass as male, then I would see a reason for changing it, because it might be a little bit awkward going around as a guy and my name's Christina. It'd be a little bit weird. But if I don't transition medically, I don't see any reason to change it. I like my name the way it is. I actually am not really a fan of shortening for my name personally. I mean, other people, that's fine, but for me personally, I haven't really wanted to shorten it to like Chris or something more gender neutral, because it's just kind of, I don't know, like I never really identified with that. At times, my dad has given me, shortened versions of my name. Like sometimes he calls me Chrissy, and that's or Tina, and again, that's kind of meh. I like my full Christina. There's, I don't know, I like it. Tina sounds too feminine for me. Chrissy sounds way too feminine for me. So that's, But my dad says it, so it's like, whatever. But if anybody else calls me that, that'd be really weird. I have had some of my friends throughout high school start to call me Tina, which I've been okay with, because, like I said, I don't. I think when you look at me, I don't think that you really see a feminine person. I think it's pretty clear to my friends that I am not a super feminine person. So I'm not super worried about them calling me Tina and have it be an issue, a gender issue. Yeah, so I let them, generally speaking, I'm most comfortable with my full first name. What else is there? What would you have changed it to? Yeah, so if I were to ever transition, which, who knows, I still can't decide. I'm always on the fence about whether to medically transition, take testosterone, yada yada yada. It's unlikely, but you know, if I were to, I've thought about different names. The first name that I thought up was Chad, which apparently is short for Chadwick, which I thought sounded like a academic, interesting, intelligent person's name. So Chadwick, oh, it sounds so sophisticated. And shortened to Chad, which would be more, fun name. But then there's like Chad Kroeger of Nickelback, and I don't really want to associate with him. And not, I mean, he's I liked Nickelback back in the day, but I don't know. Other names I've thought of, what was it? My dad, if I was born a boy, was gonna call me, I can't remember what it was. Something Curtis. I know Curtis was in the name, and I can't for the life of me remember the other name. It started with a J. But anyway, so I've considered Curtis, but then one of my friends was like, oh, I would call you Kurt, and I'm like, no, that doesn't sit well with me. So I like the name Curtis, but I don't know. And then, I wouldn't really want to change it to Christopher. I've never really considered that name to be me. I've always considered that name to be opposite of me. I'm Christina, Christopher is the opposite. So that's, I don't want to switch to that. I have thought of Christian. That's a possibility. So yeah, I think names can be a very subjective sort of thing in terms of gender. I mean, Stacy said that they think that Michael would be a great name for a girl, so for a female-bodied person. So, yeah. I mean, I think names don't have to be as gendered as we make them out to be. But I have kind of thought about it more and more lately of, if someone sees my name written or whatever and they haven't met me yet or something like that, are they going to have these preconceived notions about who I am because of my supposed feminine name? So I've thought about, well, should I change it? But, growing up, I really, really always heavily identified with my name. I've always liked it. Not so much, well, no, not so much my middle name. My middle name is fine, it's just I've never used it as my first name or anything. I've never gone by my middle name. My dad has, but that's another story. My middle name is Marie, which is, a sort of feminine name. But again, for me, I don't really care. And I don't really go by Marie, because that wouldn't work out. That's too feminine for me. But I don't mind it as a middle name. So, Christina Marie blank. I'm not going to give you my last name. It works out. I like it. The bonus question this week is, who is your gimme? Which I almost forgot to answer. The bonus question, who's your gimme? Who would you, out of celebrities, who would you want to have sex with if given the opportunity? I have a few different celebrity crushes. I have not how she looks now, because she's like in her late 30s, but how she looks 15 years ago. Mel B, Melanie Brown, Scary Spice of the Spice Girls. That's one. Kristen Stewart, the musician Lights, who is now married, so that's kind of not, that doesn't feel okay anymore. Plus she dyed her hair blonde, but that's beside the fact. Is there anybody else that I can name? That's about it. Yeah, that's about all that I have to say on this topic. So, hope you got something out of this video. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye.